Cool. So, uh, what did you want to do today as far as the coaching time to start then? Did you want to do more
Okay.
replays like we did last
Yeah,
session?
exactly. Yeah, do some replays. Maybe like a few of these replays, and then
Okay.
some. I have just a creature build rented right now,
Gotcha.
so I guess I need a list for card. But
Yeah.
um, but
Uh
yeah,
sure. I can like I can message you like a goldfish link or something. Do you want like the regular card list, or do you want like one with like the secure tribe elder hybrid crisis stuff?
sure. Yeah, let's go the fun route. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let me grab.
There were honestly, I did this league yesterday, and there were several times I thought, wow. Well, there were a couple of times at least that I thought, wow, I wish I could. There were two times where I thought, I wish I could pack for Steve right now, or his secure tribe elder. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about Crisis, but I like the elder for sure.
Might be able to just attach the dot deck, or let me just do it as a text file.
Yeah, of course.
And if you want to if you want to just pull up the replay, then we can get started on that too.
Sure. So I did 3-2 in this league, and it should have been, if I played the exact same five people, it should have been a 5-0. The two games that I lost, I did to myself. The two rounds that I lost, I did to myself in game three. So, but
Gotcha.
anyway, this one went okay, but I'm sure I missed some things. So
Yeah.
let's see what I did here.
What do
So
you?
and I
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like after your coaching, I feel like I'm doing better with the. Obviously, I still have some iffy times, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I am doing a lot better with the mulligans, and
Cool.
uh, I feel like these are more purposeful, and my thoughtfulness going through them. So
That's good. Yeah. So
yeah,
maybe just tell me each hand when you look at it what you think about it, and we can do like playing through the game, and I'll just stop you if there's anything, if I have any thoughts or anything. So you can just sort of
okay,
talk me through your thought process through the
yeah.
game as it's going.
So in general, if I in the blind, if I'm seeing tapped lands followed by bounce lands, I generally don't like to keep that
Mm-hmm.
because I'm really not doing anything till turn four, and that's a dryad in this case, right? Because yeah,
Right. So you
yeah.
could go ahead. You can go ahead past this hand. Let's see the next one.
Okay, now this one is lacking the green source. I'd have to map.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like a mess too. Pretty sure I'm mulligan this.
Yeah, so I mean, I think one thing to think about is like trying to think about the sequencing, because we are going to have an amulet and potentially a bounce land, and potentially making a lot of mana off the bounce land on turn three. Now, since the Valakute's tapped and we have to bottom a card, I don't think that this is going to work out. But like, let's say if we had an untapped land instead of the Valakut and we got to keep everything, it would be like turn one map, turn two crack map, get a bounce land. Turn three, we'd have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So we would be able to
Yeah,
like. So if that like Valakut was like a forest and this was a seven, it might be a keep. So
sure. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. Okay. Let's see the five.
All right. So yeah, so this is keep.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna dump the Boros Garrison, and then let's see. So I can turn to either Grazer or Explore, and I feel like, I mean, depending on what I draw, I guess. If so, look at it. So because I'm thinking, I might want to Explore to get deeper in.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, or for that matter, Zeus is not good for a couple turns.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see here, because I could castle, and then on the next turn, plus Explore, and then Simic pick up the the Count Fountain. Then turn, yeah, I don't know. The Garrison for sure. I'm kind of torn between between all the other three. I'd say probably the Grazer, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're thinking about this the correct way. I think personally, in a hand like this, I'd probably bottom the Azusa, but there's definitely like some value to the Azusa. I'm not really looking at the Explorer to bottom because like if you're on a 5-card hand, Explorer is like a good way to get yourself out of being low on cards. The only situation like I might keep a Grazer over an Explorer if like I know my opponent's on like a Ragavan or Burn deck or something.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But so it's between the Grazer and the Azusa.
Yeah, and I've got some pretty good feelings for Azusa. That might have been what I've done. I might have put the Azusa there. We'll see that. But sorry.
But I was just saying that I think keeping the Grazer, it's like the Azusa isn't necessarily as necessary when you have both a Grazer and an Explorer, and having the potential to play a Grazer on 2 to block something like a Ragavan or whatever seems like like it might have a lot of value. So I'd be leaning towards Azusa Boros bottom.
And now that you mentioned blocking, that kind of rings a bell. So I might have, I think that may have crossed my mind. I think maybe I did bottom Azusa. So let's see.
So yeah, you can just go ahead and hit play too.
Okay. So right. I did bottom the Azusa.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think you were thinking about this hand the correct way, and both in game and now, and I think it's close, and I think it's good you came to the correct solution in the game.
Yeah, sure.
So there's a possibility just like into that 2 open blue.
Yeah.
You could have gone like, Grazer just because like you're less, bothered if it gets countered.
Yeah.
It's slightly less mana efficient, but I don't know. I don't think you're gonna end up using all your mana in these few turns anyway. I think it's pretty marginal though. Your play also is more mana efficient, and if you happen to like draw or like if they happen to Ragavan, you're gonna be happy you have the Grazer. So it's all sort of marginal. Or
sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's keep.
Okay. All right. In hindsight, looking back, I'm not sure why I didn't. Oh, because they're tapped out. That's why. Never mind.
Yeah. Wow, opponent really struggling on the lands.
Yes.
Forest was a good top deck too.
Yes, that was a very good top deck. Okay.
So let's pause here, and why don't you tell me what lands right now you think you should be grabbing?
and so yeah, this is something exactly that I struggle with. So I'm glad I was already had my finger on the pause button here. So given what they're doing, I might do bog. Oh, it looks like I already highlighted bog. So I might do bog, but I mean, I'd kind of like to get set up for next turn for like a dryad, but I think I might. Actually, I still can. I think maybe bog and T-West.
Yeah, exactly what I would do. So I think that that's a great, because it's setting you up for the next Titan while also exiling their graveyard, which keeps in check sort of the. Oh, you know what? I'm not full screening right now. Let me full screen.
Okay.
I don't know if I can get rid of these little chat boxes. Sorry, I just realized for the recording that I don't want to be like having all this Zoom nonsense.
Oh, sure.
Okay, yeah. So let's see. So yeah, you're keeping them off Murktide and Unholy Heat while also setting up for the next Titan or potentially a Dryad kill next turn. So yeah, I think that's a great pick. Okay, let's hit play, see how it goes.
Let's see if that's what I do. It is, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Nice. I liked how you. So you can start pulling up the second game while I just kind of say like I like how you played that game. I liked how you mulliganed. I liked how you talked through things. So yeah, I think you did great there, and I can see improvement about how you're thinking about the mulligans from last coaching session too. So that's
that's been a huge help.
Okay, can you do
yeah.
Let's do a right click and view sideboard.
Yep. Do it that way.
It would probably be easier if I first saw the list itself.
Exactly. Yeah, so
yeah. Okay. All right. So if we could go back over. All right. Let me just grab a quick snip of the list and.
Sure.
Okay. Now, if we could go back over to the game real quick. Yeah. So I'm seeing. It looks like you trimmed a Saga and all 4 Explorers, and you brought in a Cavern, 2 Hearst, and 2 Endurance.
Yeah. So, yeah. Now in hindsight, right? So, I completely did not respect Blood Moon at all. Well, I mean, I threw out 1 Saga, so I guess I was thinking of it a little, but I didn't bring in like the forces or the extra Besieging, which, if I remember right, did me in this game, which I remedied the next one. But
it looks like you also brought in the Dismembers. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Um, I think in this matchup, I think the explorers are actually pretty reasonable. I don't know if you want all four of them, but I think they're pretty reasonable. I also think that tireless tracker, fire spout, and Beseju are also pretty good. Um, just generally like because of things like Blood Moon, Magus of the Moon. Tireless Tracker is quite good with with Blood Moon or Magus. Fire Spout can like kill a Magus of the Moon. Um, so I know I don't play lists like this that often, but I know like Mistaken, who I think this is probably loosely based on a Mistaken
Yes.
list.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So now what they do is they try and basically morph into a mid-range deck. Now you have a little bit less of an ability to do that because you've got 2 endurance rather than 4 endurance, but
Right.
it's still sort of the same idea, which I think the idea is like trimming down on sagas, trimming on amulets, trimming on Cultivator Colossus, and trimming on Summoner's Pact. The idea being that essentially like you can just always be casting, uncounterable things off Cavern, and you never have to like play a Summoner's Pact into counterspell, or Summoner's Pact is kind of bad against Blood Moon. So like I would maybe consider like trimming. So like let's say if we left the 4 explorers in, and I'm looking at, so like let's just maybe go over to the list and talk about how we might sideboard this over with the list. So let's in the sideboard, let's pull aside the 2 lands, the 2 hearses, the fire spouts, the trackers, and the endurances, and the dismembers. So it's quite a lot. It's 12 things.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think probably we're going to want to be cutting the Colossus. And let's just, for starting point, let's cut both Azuzas. Because if we're going to trim on amulets and sagas, Azusa is going to become less good. And let's say let's just for a starting point, let's say cut all 4 sagas and 2 summoners packs.
Okay.
Oh, I think you clicked it out of the deck list.
Whoops. I sure did.
Can you put your lands all into one pile in the main deck just so that we get a land count? So we got 28 and we're gonna do +2, so that's gonna be 30. And we need to come up with 3 more cards. So maybe like let's say like maybe 2 amulets and 1 explorer like cut. I don't know if this is like, I don't know if this is a correct way to sideboard. I don't know if this is like exactly what you want to do, but I think some plan like this might be an interesting thing to try post sideboard, where you sort of morph into a green mid-range deck. So you've got these threats in Tracker and Hearse and Endurance to play sort of down below the sort of like the counter magic and like the dress downs and the subtleties and stuff. Right. And you play it less like a combo deck and more like a green mid-range sort of controlling deck that top ends with Primeval Titan. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if this is exactly the correct plan, but I think something like this is sort of worth considering and worth trying. Also look to other players like I know House plays a list like this, so I don't know if he's got a sideboard plan that he's said about how he sideboards against Murktide, or like, you know, probably there's some videos with like Francisco F Palush, or whatever, just looking around at how other players are approaching this matchup, because
Sure.
at the very least, I do think you definitely want the Beseiju and the Endurances in the deck, because I just think that those are just amazing cards in this matchup.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, so let's go to the game. Let's see how the game looks.
Okay.
All right, so what are your thoughts on this hand?
So it's not perfect, but I'm pretty sure I keep it.
Okay.
And here's what because I go Vestige, Grazer, Saga. But now I can't turn 3 Dryad. But I can, or turn 2 Dryad, but I can turn 2 Hearse. And then another land. The only thing is the only green source is that Crumbling Vestige for now, unless I decide to get a map off the Saga.
I think I might consider, if you're going to play the Grazer on turn 1, I might wait on the Saga until turn 2.
I may have.
Just
now
because,
that you say that, yeah.
Because, like, since we're playing a sort of low-to-the-ground game with this hand, those Saga tokens might be nice, and the Hearse, in fact, pumps the Saga tokens. So, yeah, let's go ahead and hit play, and let's see how this plays out.
Okay. If this is what I kept, so let's see if I kept this. I did, okay.
Oh, well, Drawing Cavern does mean you can turn 2 Dryad, so...
Exactly, yes.
So potentially the sequencing changes, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if I changed it up or not.
I still do like holding the Saga, for a turn, though. I do think those tokens can be relevant in a hand like this.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, so they got the moon.
So that's fine. I got a hearse. But I'm pretty sure nothing really much happens after this. I think we'll see. I just keep hoping to draw that one forest somewhere. I didn't even activate the hearse.
Yeah, that was a little odd.
But I don't know why I didn't activate the hearse.
I don't really like this attack here.
No.
Because I think I'd like to keep the Dryad in play if we can.
Especially since I don't have any green.
Since you don't have any green, it's a way to... Well, I mean, it's not like that Dryad's really helping, because the Blood Moon came after the Dryad, so the Dryad's not that Dryad's not fixing your mana, but mainly as a way to crew Hearse, as I was thinking.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, this was... I've probably cast Hearse maybe 3 times ever, and I was realizing how many, like, I forgot to activate it that one time, and I think I was thinking later, oh crap, now I can't crew it and all this thing. So
yeah.
So I think this was between the sideboarding and other choices I started to make here. This game was just garbage. I think I cleaned it up a bit for the next game.
Okay.
I held on to the Valakut just in case.
That makes sense.
And decided not to after all, for whatever reason. Oh, because I think I count. I don't know. I can't remember why. We're in such garbage time. I think I was freaking out, just making bad choices at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, now one thing you could have considered doing there, if you want to pause, when they attacked with the Ragavan. So I think if this Ragavan connects, the game's probably pretty much over, because like at that point, even their Archmage's charms are online because they'll have triple blue. So one of the things I would have considered doing would have been evoking the Endurance to crew the hearse.
Oh, what? I did not know you could do that.
Yeah, and then
that makes so much. I mean, it makes so much sense that you can. It just never occurred to me.
Yeah.
So it's on the battlefield for a second, so you can
crew the hearse with it.
Oh man, what a great idea. Okay, that's why we do this. All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a cool little interaction to know sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just in the interest of time, if you want, we don't have to watch.
Game. Yeah.
I don't
put me out of my misery here.
I don't know how much watching that is gonna like.
Yeah, it's not gonna help anything.
Yield any useful insights.
Game 3. Okay. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Oh. See what I did different for the sideboard here.
Probably brought in you cut all the sagas.
Yeah.
You brought in, it looks like, trackers and Beseiju, so wait. So you have, there's 9 cards coming in. So you got in the 2 lands, the 2 hearses, the 2 dismembers. I'm trying to figure out
what else. Yeah, I'm looking here too, trying to figure out what. I don't have the list in front of me, but. The Force of Vigors.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I don't really love Force of Vigor in this matchup, even though I know Blood Moon can feel bad. I think if you're killing a Blood Moon, you want to do it with Beseiju because, like, it can't be countered and you're trading 1 for 1.
Yeah.
And not to mention, like, they usually do some sort of, like, Blood Moon, Magus of the Moon split. So, like, that Blood Moon's probably, like, a single card in their 75. And it's like, you don't want to bring in 2 sideboard cards for 1 card in their deck that they might not even draw. And then even if you cast the Force, it might get countered. So,
right.
Yeah. So I think maybe you're getting a little bit closer to something here with this. I think the Endurances should definitely be in. I think it's a very strong card in this matchup. And I'm not excited about the Force of Vigors. So okay, so let's hit play and let's hit to the opening hands. Yeah. Looks.
Okay, I mean, this looks great.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's hit play.
Yeah.
I've done that before. Like, oh, we'll get in the second main phase. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really think Berktide should be bringing in engineered explosives in this
No,
matchup.
they played that at 1, and I was like, man, there's so many ways for me to not care about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is already way better than last game. Just
yeah, I mean,
the draws, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much it's a great draw, and they aren't really doing anything, and this game is over.
Yeah.
Now I think in this scenario, so I know we talked about like the ways in which like Vesuva Valakut can sometimes be more triggers.
Yeah, in this case it wasn't because I didn't have any more land draws.
Right.
But I think I wanted the land back in my hand so that next turn I would. Although, wait, what am I talking about? I got Titans all over the place, so I'm going to have lands next turn.
Right.
Gotcha.
So, like, you have an extra Titan in hand, so you might as well go for the max damage.
Just
like,
double validate. Yeah,
right.
That makes sense.
And
that
then, like,
sense.
what's the one way, like, you know, I think I've talked about this before, but, like, you talk about, like, what is the way that I go from where I am right now to losing this game? I'm, first of all, not entirely sure that's possible, but I
right.
think losing this game starts with opponent playing Island Blood Moon and then somehow getting together some like unholy heats and things for the Titans and stuff. And if you put them on a lower life total, they're less likely to be able to piece together some number of like unholy heats with a blood moon or something, I guess.
Right. Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, that was that scoop. So.
Yeah. I don't think it really mattered. I don't think there was a way that they could win that game from there, even if they had Blood Moon or whatever. But
this second round was such nonsense. I won't even play it. I was so in the tank for so much time. This actually I lost because of time. This was some crazy deck where he threw out some enchantment that said he could discard lands and do
Seismic Assault.
That sounds right. Yeah. And so he had all the Life in the Loam and whatever.
I know it might like I really think even if you know you made mistakes, like I still think it might be a good thing for us to watch through.
Okay, this warning, this is awful.
We don't have to like necessarily spend a lot of time on everything. We can
at least look at the opening hands and
yeah, just click through the opening hands. We don't have to look at them a long time. And yeah, so you can just click through until you keep, and I'll just, or you can even just sort of hit play and I'll tell you when to stop if ever.
Okay. So I mean, I don't know if I kept this. I can get out a Grazer and a Fountain, then explore. I think my thought was
well, you can't explore.
Oh, I can't explore. No, that's right. I can't explore. To Grazer. Yeah, I don't know if I kept this. I hope I didn't keep this. Yeah, I didn't keep it. That was right to not keep that, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. And this looks a lot better, so I'm sure I keep this. What do I bottom? I bottom. Well, that's a good question. So I got the Suju Castle, Karen Saga, Valaka, probably, I guess. I'd probably bottom Valaka because it's not. I'd rather Azusa onto. Oh wait, Azusa on 2 doesn't really do much. If oh yeah, it gets all my lands out. So yeah, so turn 1 Grazer into Saga, let's say. Just really hope I draw a bounce land at some point here. So yeah, I think the Valak goes.
Okay. So you can probably just hit play now. The left.
Yep, Valak. Okay.
I might have considered not putting out the Saga on 1 here. Once again, we're sort of a low on resource hand, so the tokens might matter.
Oh, sure.
And like it's like we're missing the land and the Titan.
Yeah. Why did I not? Yeah. Oh, because it wasn't. I don't know why I didn't play out that castle.
Yeah, we don't. I know you said you made a lot of play mistakes, so we don't have to like overly analyze these games.
Okay.
You can point out things though, like I should have definitely played out the castle there.
Yeah.
I would have considered maybe getting map there since we had the amulet already, and
yeah, I think I thought about that later and thought, man, that was. And actually, I thought about it on the fly, I believe, if I remember right, and just did the greed thing in hopes to get lucky.
Okay.
But it didn't. I remember it not working out. Yeah, especially since I tried the amulet.
Yeah. I mean, if you're getting the amulet, the other option is potentially you could have kept the castle in your hand just as, like,
Right. For more, yeah.
Like you can like if we would be untapping and playing Titan now if we kept the castle in our hand because it would be untapping 3 times, which would be enough to activate itself.
Yeah.
So. I don't know why you didn't play the Dryad there.
So I think my thought was that I didn't have any other. It wasn't going to help me land wise, and I didn't have anything else going on. I was just worried that I'd lose it for no reason, but that they would just kill it. But
like Fury it, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that was my thought. If I remember right, I draw another one and then do play one. I think
I'd be less worried about Fury on the Dryad because it's not like saving the Dryad is all that important for a combo turn because like you have 3 amulets. If you get a Titan into play, the game is over. Like you.
Right. Oh, and I played the Grazer, the extra Grazer. I knew I drew some extra play.
Right. So I think definitely either grabbing Expedition Map or if you were grabbing Amulet, considering holding that castle in your hand. Because, if you draw a bounce land with the castle in your hand, you'd still get to Titan with 2 lands.